Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic, signs of heart problems. Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, but many people don't know the symptoms or ignore them until it's too late. That's why I want to share with you 11 possible heart symptoms that you should never ignore. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Alright, let's get started. The first sign of a heart problem is chest discomfort. This is the most common symptom of a heart attack, and it usually feels like a pressure, tightness, or squeezing in your chest. It can last for more than a few minutes, or come and go. Sometimes it can also feel like a burning or indigestion type pain. If you have chest discomfort and you feel very unwell, you should call your doctor or get an ambulance as soon as possible. Don't try to drive yourself or wait for it to go away. Every minute counts when it comes to saving your heart. The second sign of a heart problem is nausea, indigestion, heartburn, or stomach pain. Some people may feel sick to their stomach or vomit during a heart attack. This is more common among women than men. If you have these symptoms along with chest pain or discomfort, you should also seek medical attention right away. However, if you have these symptoms without chest pain, it could be something else, like food poisoning or a stomach bug. In that case, you should still see a doctor if the symptoms persist or get worse. The third sign of a heart problem is pain that spreads to the arm. This is another classic symptom of a heart attack, and it usually affects the left arm, but it can also affect the right arm or both arms. The pain may radiate from the chest or start in the arm. If you have arm pain along with chest pain or discomfort, you should also call doctor or get an ambulance immediately. Don't ignore it or hope it will go away. It could be a sign that your heart is not getting enough blood and oxygen. The fourth sign of a heart problem is feeling dizzy or lightheaded. This can happen for many reasons, but it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or palpitations. Feeling dizzy or lightheaded can mean that your blood pressure is too low, or that your heart is not pumping enough blood to your brain. This can lead to fainting, which can be dangerous if you fall and injure yourself, or if you lose consciousness while driving or operating machinery. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded, you should sit or lie down and rest until you feel better. If the symptoms don't go away or get worse, you should call doctor or get an ambulance as soon as possible. The fifth sign of a heart problem is shortness of breath. This can happen when you exercise, or when you have a respiratory infection, or when you have asthma or allergies. But it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with chest pain or discomfort, or if it happens when you are at rest or lying down. Shortness of breath can mean that your lungs are filling up with fluid, or that your heart is not pumping enough blood to your body. This can make you feel tired, weak, or anxious. It can also make it hard to sleep or do your daily activities. If you have shortness of breath, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can check your heart and lungs, and prescribe medication or oxygen therapy if needed. The sixth sign of a heart problem is palpitations. These are feelings of your heart beating too fast, too slow, too hard, or irregularly. They can be caused by stress, caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, or medication. But they can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if they happen along with chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or dizziness. Palpitations can mean that your heart is not beating normally, or that you have an abnormal heart rhythm, or arrhythmia. Some arrhythmias are harmless, but some can be life-threatening. They can cause your heart to stop pumping blood effectively, or to stop beating altogether. If you have palpitations, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can monitor your heart and diagnose the cause of your palpitations. They can also prescribe medication or other treatments to restore your normal heart rhythm. The seventh sign of a heart problem is swelling in your legs, ankles, or feet. This can happen when you stand or sit for a long time, or when you have a kidney problem, or when you are pregnant. But it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with shortness of breath, weight gain, or fatigue. Swelling in your lower extremities can mean that your heart is not pumping enough blood to your body, or that your blood vessels are not working properly. This can cause fluid to build up in your tissues, or edema. This can make you feel uncomfortable, or increase your risk of infection or blood clots. If you have swelling in your legs, ankles, or feet, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can check your heart and kidneys, and prescribe medication or compression stockings to reduce the swelling. The eighth sign of a heart problem is extreme fatigue. This can happen when you are stressed, depressed, or sleep deprived. But it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or swelling. Extreme fatigue can mean that your heart is not pumping enough blood to your body, or that your body is not getting enough oxygen. This can make you feel exhausted, weak, or unable to do your normal activities. If you have extreme fatigue, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can check your heart and blood, and prescribe medication or lifestyle changes to improve your energy level. The ninth sign of a heart problem is a sore or swollen throat. This can happen when you have a cold, a flu, or a strep infection. But it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with fever, chills, or night sweats. A sore or swollen throat can mean that you have an infection in your heart, or endocarditis. This is a serious condition that can damage your heart valves and cause blood clots or strokes. It can be caused by bacteria, fungi, or other germs that enter your bloodstream through your mouth, skin, or other parts of your body. If you have a sore or swollen throat, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can check your heart and blood, and prescribe antibiotics or other treatments to clear the infection. The 10th sign of a heart problem is a persistent cough. This can happen when you have allergies, asthma, or a respiratory infection. But it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or blood in your sputum. A persistent cough can mean that your lungs are filling up with fluid, or that your heart is not pumping enough blood to your lungs. This can make you feel breathless, wheezy, or congested. It can also increase your risk of pneumonia or other lung problems. If you have a persistent cough, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can check your heart and lungs, and prescribe medication or oxygen therapy if needed. The 11th and final sign of a heart problem is erectile dysfunction. This can happen when you have stress, anxiety, depression, or low testosterone. But it can also be a sign of a heart problem, especially if it happens along with chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or palpitations. Erectile dysfunction can mean that your blood vessels are not working properly, or that you have atherosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries. This can reduce the blood flow to your penis, or to other parts of your body. This can affect your sexual performance, or your overall health. If you have erectile dysfunction, you should see a doctor as soon as possible. They can check your heart and blood, and prescribe medication or other treatments to improve your blood flow and your sexual function. So, these are the 11 possible heart symptoms that you should never ignore. I hope you learned something new and useful from this video. Remember, your heart is your most vital organ, and you should take good care of it. If you have any of these symptoms, or if you have any other concerns about your heart health, please don't hesitate to see a doctor. They can help you prevent, diagnose, and treat any heart problems that you may have. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.